We are live from the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza, the Temple of Speed, the opening round of this championship. What a venue to unveil this second iteration of this championship. 5.7 kilometers long, or 3.6 miles. That depends on what side of the pond you hail from. With Sir Luke Mitchell, holding the track record currently at a 53.979. Prima Verante, turn 1 and 2. You then got the stretch of turns 3 up to the second chicane there of Seconda Variante, the Lesmos, before you file it all the way back down under the old banked curve, or one of the most famous corners in the world, Ascari there, turns 9, 10, and then you're barreling your way right down to the final corner of Parabolica. And the weather for you all this evening: race 1, race 2, looking cloudy to start off with before the sun shines on through to clear things up for the second race afterwards. Temperature roughly equal in both sessions. So as they make their way down to turn 1 for the first time of this warm-up lap, maybe Rich will be lovely enough to bring us through the grid for this race. So on the front row, like we said earlier for qualifying, Luke Mitchell with Daniel Hurlock alongside. And for the second row, Chris Grevitt and Callum Wilson. Third row, Jordan Osborne with Vlad Tokarev, sorry, apologies, I will get there. And then for the fourth row, Alessandro Cappa with Michael Clough. Next row back will be Fraser Hart with Alan Axon, and then behind them is Carlo Messina and Bruno Reinho. Following them will be Fabian Michelon with Anton Temenga, 13th, 14th, and Nick Lowe and Christian Diaz-Amil will be 15th and 16th on their row. Behind them is going to be Francesco Caravello with Riley Koenig, 17th and 18th. And 19th and 20th is David Zerwes with Jaroslav Fides. 21st and 22nd we have Simon Trebek with Roman Barthez, and 23rd, 24th, Emmanuel Bibiloni and Radio Uhalau. And on the final row on their own is Wilhelm Westerhoff. Waiting for the last few cars to get into place, and we will get ready to go. Cars revving up. You can hear the lights blaring away. It's all coming down to this. They're out and away they go. What a fantastic start there from Daniel. Rapid off the line. He's already going to be ahead of Mitchell into the first corner. Callum Wilson still third, with Grevitt in fourth for the minute as they plummet their way down towards the first corner. There's contact in the background. Big action going on there. But Daniel Hurlock, easy into turn 1, had no trouble getting ahead into the first corner. Luke Mitchell manages to hold on to second. Callum Wilson is up to third. Grevitt still fourth. Then we have Michael Clough, up 3 positions from his starting block. Jordan Osborne, Kappa, Tokarev, Hart, Axon. Not many changes further down in the midfield there, but plenty further back, all gaining positions as they're still trying to vie for space on the track as they plummet their way to the second chicane now. It's pretty much going single file, and this is where you'll see the slipstream come into play. The train is forming up. Plenty of green out there, on and off the circuit. But there is also a sprinkling of the rainbow mixed in. Pink, red. There is blue as Alessandro Cappa there looking pretty good behind Jordan Osborne, as this is now the slipstream coming into full effect. Daniel got the start he wanted. He's taken the early lead, but he's going to have to watch it. He's got a defending champion right up under his bumper, hungry for another. Chris Gravitt still there or thereabouts. The small gap that's opened up between him and Michael Clough as that's to move down the inside of Temenga. Don't think he's really able to put up a fight there from Fabian. Michelon took full advantage of that and has now found his way up into P14. Very nice move from the Frenchman. But it's all going to come back. Anton Temenga, slipstream in activation, pulls out of it now to try and get alongside. Can he retake the position into the braking zone of turn 1? He's gone very deep into it, but they've both clipped the apex nicely, and Temenga unable to get alongside enough to really have a look at getting past. He'll look to pick up the slipstream once again round that corner, but looking further back, there's a battle here going on for P22. That's Westerhoff getting past Roman Barthez there. It might be for some lower positions, but the competition is still fierce between these guys. They will not give anybody any racing room if they don't have to, but they'll of course keep it all within the confines of the rule book. He's going to make him go the long way round, but he's going to do it. Roman Barthez round the outside into the second chicane. What a fantastic move. Late on the brakes. Showed him where he was going to stick that car and made it stick. As we jump back here though to Emanuele Bibiloni. He had a car down his inside, but got the up and under back on him, so retaking that position, and it's going to be a drag race now down towards turn number 1. That's Radio Uhalau in the blue and orange, quite literally Honda, and they're still going to be side by side to turn number 1. Who's going to be braver on the brakes? That's going to be the biggest question. They're still both side by side into turn 1. Small amount of door banging. That's a-okay. Oh, that's a bit too much though. Half spin there for Bibiloni. Just about managed to collect it up. And all cars still facing in the right direction and fighting forward. Brilliant stuff from those guys. Tokarev looking left, right, out of the Ascari chicane. Osborne not having any of it though, firmly planting the Unlimited Esports car to the inside line. He's going to make the Russian go the long way round, but can he do it? Where is the grip out there? It's certainly on the inside line, because that's very wide from the Russian. That's opened the door up behind for Hart. That's also opened the door up for Kappa as well, as they find their way through. Hart not quite able to make it through, sorry, but he is right there on the bumper of Vlad. Oh, this is going to get dicey. Is it going to be potentially free wide into turn 1? Kappa's also lining up Osborne there to turn 1. Osborne firmly in the middle of the circuit though, so no real way past. Hart down the inside of Vlad, gets the move done as well. Nice overtake there for Fraser Hart. Moves on up 1, but Vlad is not done yet. He's going to be coming back with a vengeance. Very old school style of racing in that regard, where the brakes and the acceleration are not that great, but of course this is modern machinery, so it's a little bit more finesse, if you like. But Vlad definitely got a better exit out of the second Lesmo. This isn't one you see very often into Ascari. Are they going to go side by side? Surely not, and no! Vlad sweeps around and knocks Fraser Hart back down to 9th. What a move there from the Russian. Retakes 8th, and he's definitely on a bit of a charge here to the next car as well. I think this is the move here. Osborne in the middle of the circuit. He's got a car side by side. It's free wide down towards Parabolica. They single file it out just about. Osborne still leading from Kappa, from Tokarev. Hart in the background, biding his time, looking for the opening himself. They're still going to be side by side as they cross the line. This is it. Could this be the chance to finally get past Osborne's Honda? Back to single file. Will we see Kappa pull out of the slipstream and go for the move? Not quite close enough. Hart's having a little look though. He's so close to the back of Tokarev. Still no change though. And we've got just over 5 minutes left. Not long now. Up to 4. Can Kappa find a way? He's trying desperately. He really needs Osborne to either make a small error or just get a slight bit better momentum. Here's the chance though, into the first Lesmo, side by side. You don't see this all that often. Can he find a way past? Yes, he can. Is Vlad going to do him as well? Osborne boxed in. They're side by side in the second Lesmo. Osborne just about hanging on to it. Vlad losing a bit of extra speed, and now Hart's through. Finally though, Kappa has gone through. He's 6th position. The big question, can he hold it? As here comes Temenga now, trying to get past Christian. Once again, doing it at the Ascari chicane, so maybe catching him a little bit unawares and by surprise. They're going to be side by side though for the Parabolica. Christian down the inside, still holding that advantage of the inside line. He's going to have to make Temenga go wide. Can Temenga hold the speed though on that outer line? Here it comes, the drag then, down towards turn number 1. Temenga no doubt having extra pace, holding the momentum well, and pulls in front of Christian to take that spot. So P13 now for Temenga. Managing to get past both the Osmo Ware drivers, as this is the battle then for P1. Luke Mitchell, P2, still down the inside then of the second chicane. Daniel Hurlock going to try and hold the inside line. There is a bit of a bump over the sausage curb and now going to have to slot in behind Luke Mitchell into the first Lesmo. Luke Mitchell finally getting the move done after lying in wait for so long. Less than a minute. I didn't get to clock if this was the final lap or not. We'll find out by keeping an eye on this battle and the clock itself. Slipstream effect now for Herlock. Can he get back ahead into the Ascari chicane? Yes, he does. Pulls in front of Luke Mitchell now. It's going to be the all-important exit of Ascari. I think this is the final lap for these guys. 30 seconds left on the clock. Still got a straight, another corner, which is the fabled 180-degree parabolica, and then a fair run up to the line. Slipstream in massive effect. Could all come down to this final corner. They're going to be side by side into it. Mitchell going to have to hold the long line of it. Herlock with the advantage of the inside line. Has Mitchell gone too wide though? He's off the circuit. He's going to be far too wide to even make an attempt to getting back through. Herlock now running up to the line. Is there one more lap or is this it? There's the clock. It's close. I think we might have one more lap. It was touch and go. My word. We've got one more lap. One more single lap. How close was that? You couldn't have called it any closer. We'll come back to the action very briefly. Looking back here, Fraser Hart having a battle still with Jordan Osborne. That battle has not gone anywhere. Down the inside, potentially. There's a bit of contact. That might have been a little bit of a swipe as Osborne tried to make his way into the chicane. That may go to stewards after the race, but either way, Osborne still holds the position in 7th. Reverse grid pole still. I think Vlad was trying to get in on that as well. We're going to jump it right back to the leaders because this is the final time through Ascari then for race number 1. Herlock holding the advantage. It's 0.4 of a second. Is that too much for Luke Mitchell to close? It's going to be telling on the exit. Is that gap going to start decreasing? Sitting in the slipstream. I don't think it's going to be enough. The gap's holding at 0.4 of a second. Grevitt behind, got it down to 0.7 between him and Wilson, but I don't think that's going to be enough either at all. Unless any of these guys make a mistake, but I think it's going to be plain sailing for Herlock in the end. One extra lap, but it didn't phase him because he's going to be the winner of the opening round then. Second to first, and Luke Mitchell, he took pole but couldn't quite convert it to the win. As then Wilson third, Grevitt fourth, Clough came home fifth. This is the battle for 7th then. Osborne just about going to take it home and take the reverse grid pole. Hart 8th, Tokarev 9th, Axon comes home 10th, Messina 11th. My word, brilliant stuff there. Here we go, the final rundown then once again for you. Daniel Herlock takes the opening win for round 1 here at Monza. We've got the second race coming up still. Luke Mitchell second with Callum Wilson third, rounding out your podium sitters there. Then you got Chris Grevitt, Michael Clough, Alessandro Capper, Jordan Osborne, Fraser Hart, Vlad Tokarev, Alan Axon, is your top 10. Carlo Messina, Bruno Reinho, Anton Temenga, Christian Diaz-Amil, Fabian Michelon, David Zoes, Nick Lowe, Simon Trebek, Jaroslav Fides, Wilhelm Vesterhoff is 11th to 20, and then Radio Uhalau, Roman Bartes, Emmanuel Bibiloni, Francesco Caravello, and Riley Koenig is 21 to 25th. Race 1 done and dusted. We've got another one coming up very shortly, so don't go anywhere because we're going to have another round of this fantastic Monza circuit coming right up.